What's up guys, and in today's video I'm going to be teaching you guys the best chess opening for intermediate to advanced players. I'm an advanced player myself, and this opening is so good. It won me most of my games throughout my intermediate journey, so you guys should definitely use this opening if you're an intermediate player. It'll help you play a lot. But you should also check out my other video for beginners if you're a beginner, because that video is actually pretty helpful. So let's get started. So you start off with e4, and then they're most likely to respond with e5, and this is just traditional chess. But if they don't go e5, you should go check out my other videos for their openings, because it's often kind of tricky for their position right now. Because let's say they go for a Scandinavian defense instead of e5, then there's gonna be different lines, and yeah, so you're not gonna exactly be able to play the same way you do. You have to play a completely different opening, so it's not gonna be as helpful. But for the traditional e4, e5, then you just go knight f3, and then knight c6. This may look like just traditional lame, boring, symmetrical chess, but you're kind of playing like that, but not exactly, as you add a little more spice to it. So if knight f6, then you go d3 instead of the traditional knight c3. This is a great way to throw players off. And if they just start playing classical moves, then you play c3. And then you're trying to go d4. But if they like castle, then your idea is just to bring your knight here, then bring it to f1, and then reroute it here. And then this is the position that you're playing. So they also have an idea of knight a5, which is a really good move, because that bishop is one of the main pieces of this opening called the Gioco Piano. So if they were to, it's white's turn. So if you just go here, and if they were to immediately go for knight a5, then you play bishop b5, avoiding the threat, because you don't want to go here because they can still take, and you don't want to go here because they can still take. So you want to completely leave. So then after c6, then you go bishop a4, and then if they're really eager, if they play b5, then you just go bishop c2, and you're fine here. And you're also threatening b4, so it's not gonna be a pleasant position. White has to reroute like this. So yeah. So that's if they go immediately knight a5. But if they go a6 first, this move is actually a really tricky move, because now they're actually threatening knight a5, because your bishop has no squares where it can't be captured. So before you were supposed to go bishop b5, but that no longer works. So the second that they play a6, you have to retreat your bishop to b3, because now if they go knight a5, then you're pretty calm here, and then they just have to go back because of course there's this fork. So yeah. So if they play a6, you just go back. They're not much likely to chase after the bishop, but if they do, this is what they want. So yeah. But now over here, they're probably just gonna play h6, very traditional chess. You finish rerouting your knight, and then maybe they go d6, and then knight g3, and after that, if they go a bishop e6, nothing to worry about. You always have the square. And over here, the main idea of this whole opening is where you can play the move d4, because let's say they just go, what's the reason? Maybe they just go queen e7, trying to get the rooks up the board. Then you just strike them with the d4 right now, and then after takes, then you're obviously gonna play here next, so that's just not good to take. So if they just go back, then you'll obviously still have the fork. So this is just a really bad position. So yeah, they probably have to sacrifice here to get out of the threat. And you're just completely winning because you're up a piece for 2 pawns. No, you're up a piece for 1 pawn. It's just completely winning. So, what if they like see the threat and maybe they try to defend that square, or maybe they don't even try to defend it. Maybe they just go bishop g5 going here. Then I'm not a personal fan of this trade, so and the pressure on the knight is just not that great, so I just try to get rid of it. And if they go bishop h5, you just take. You don't even second question yourself, because this is just a winning position. So they're just likely to go back. They can't go here because you have the same idea, but now you can still play d4, and then you're gaining a lot of space. It may look like this bishop is really active, but after you kick his pieces out, so the knights aren't doing so well as they're all getting cornered. But this bishop may look really good, but there's nothing to worry about because you just have bishop e3 trying to trade bishops, and if they don't want to trade, they have to just get off this diagonal, which is just going to be a much better position. So if takes, then you're over pushing here, and you're going to castle. This is just a really good position for white. For Stockfish, it just says it's equal, but in my opinion, this position is just really good for white, and it's going to be really hard to play for black. Even though the position says it's equal, it's just going to be really, really hard for black to play. So how are they even going to get out? Are they just going to go for c6, because you don't want to take. Taking would be a really bad move. Because watch, if you just take, this just gives up the advantage. So you don't really have much of an advantage according to the computer, but it's only depth 15, so not going to be much accurate. Yeah. So it's the white's turn. So you just continue to play like classical chess, and everything is going to be just fine. And black is just gonna probably just blunder sooner or later. So this is a pretty solid position for white, and this is just a really good opening base. So thank you for watching, and subscribe for more. See ya.